To truly understand the story of modern Gibraltar, we must journey back to the closing days of the War of the Spanish Succession, a conflict that reshaped the map of Europe and the destinies of nations. The war's end brought about the signing of the Peace of Utrecht in 1713, a series of treaties that would have lasting consequences for centuries to come. Article 10 of the treaty is explicit. Spain ceded Gibraltar to Britain forever, without any exception or impediment whatsoever. The language left no room for doubt or future dispute. This was not a lease nor a temporary arrangement. It was a permanent legal transfer of sovereignty, sealed by international agreement and witnessed by Europe's great powers. Britain's capture of Gibraltar in 1704 had already been a strategic victory, but the treaty now cemented its claim, recognized and respected on the world stage. The early 18th century was a time when borders shifted through both war and diplomacy. For Spain, ceding Gibraltar was the price for peace and the security of a new royal dynasty. For Britain, Gibraltar quickly became a vital naval gateway to the Mediterranean, a fortress and harbour that would shape its maritime power for generations. Over the centuries, Spain has repeatedly tried to challenge British sovereignty through diplomatic pressure and public protest, but the original treaty remains unambiguous and binding. For Gibraltarians today, the Treaty of Utrecht is more than a historical document. It is the foundation of their British identity and the legal bedrock of their community. The treaty set Gibraltar on a unique path, distinct in culture, language, and allegiance, yet always under the protection of the British Crown. The story of Gibraltar, with all its complexity and resilience, begins with this enduring promise of sovereignty, a promise that continues to shape its destiny today. The enduring bond between Britain and Gibraltar was forged not just by the ink of treaties or the signatures of diplomats, but by the shared sacrifice and resilience shown during the Great Siege of 1779-1783, a defining moment in their intertwined history. For nearly 4 years, British soldiers and Gibraltarian civilians endured relentless siege, starvation, and constant bombardment from the combined forces of Spain and France, testing their limits daily. Defenders, locals and redcoats alike, stood shoulder to shoulder, repairing shattered fortifications, rationing every scrap of food, and launching daring raids under cover of darkness to keep hope alive. Civilians played a crucial role, refusing to surrender despite hardship, supporting the garrison with courage and showing remarkable determination in the face of adversity. The Great Siege became a powerful symbol of endurance and unity, proving that Gibraltarians were not passive subjects but active, willing partners in their own defense and destiny. When relief finally arrived, it was celebrated as a shared victory, cementing a deep psychological connection to Britain and forging a sense of belonging that would last for generations. This episode transformed Gibraltar from a mere garrison into a resilient community with a distinct British-aligned identity, proud of its unique heritage. Even today, the memory of the siege remains central to Gibraltarian pride and loyalty, shaping the spirit of its people and their enduring connection to Britain. In World War II, Gibraltar's strategic value soared, controlling access to the Mediterranean and serving as a vital Allied base. The civilian population was evacuated, families scattered across the world, so the Rock could become a fortress. Those who stayed built tunnels, worked in dockyards and supported the war effort. Gibraltar's transformation included a vast tunnel network and a new airfield, making it a launch pad for Allied operations like Operation Torch. Evacuated Gibraltarians endured hardship abroad but maintained their British identity and resolve. Their loyalty never wavered, even in adversity. When the war ended, their return was a moment of relief and reaffirmation of identity. This shared sacrifice further solidified the bond with Britain. Gibraltar's wartime story is one of unity, resilience, and pride in their British connection. Today, Gibraltar is more than a colonial relic. It's a vital strategic asset for the UK, playing a crucial role in modern defence and international relations. Its unique position at the Strait of Gibraltar makes it a key gateway between the Atlantic and Mediterranean, controlling access to one of the world's busiest and most important shipping lanes, where thousands of vessels pass each year. For the Royal Navy and NATO, Gibraltar offers a permanent sovereign base, unmatched in strategic value, allowing rapid deployment and coordination with allied forces across Europe and North Africa. The port and airfield support major military operations, training and intelligence gathering, making Gibraltar a hub for both maritime and aerial missions in the region. Britain's presence here ensures constant engagement in the region, independent of other nations' goodwill, and provides a secure foothold for projecting power and influence. This base is a force multiplier for UK influence and security, strengthening alliances and deterring potential threats in a rapidly changing world. Gibraltarians are proud of their role in supporting British defence, and their identity is closely tied to the UK's continued presence. The military presence is integrated into the community, not an occupying force but a partner in local life and prosperity. The ROC's strategic value and the will of its people reinforce a practical and emotional bond, uniting defence, history and local pride. Gibraltar's importance is both geopolitical and deeply personal, shaping the lives of its people and the security of the wider world. Why does Britain need Gibraltar when Spain has a vast Mediterranean coast? The answer is sovereignty and strategic independence. A British base guarantees unconditional access, unlike Allied bases subject to political shifts. Gibraltar is the UK's only permanent Mediterranean base, essential for rapid military response and operational readiness. Without it, Britain's reach in the region would be severely limited. The relationship is not just about basing rights, it's a constitutional link with the self-governing British people. Gibraltar's stability and alignment with British interests make it irreplaceable. Unlike foreign bases, there's no risk of access being revoked by political change. It's not about coastline quantity, but the security and reliability Gibraltar provides. Gibraltar is a unique sovereign gateway, vital for British and Gibraltarian interests. Spain's claim to Gibraltar is complicated by its own hold on Ceuta and Melilla, Spanish cities on Morocco's coast. Morocco claims these as colonial remnants, just as Spain claims Gibraltar. Spain defends its sovereignty by citing history and the will of the local population, the same arguments Britain and Gibraltar use. Yet Spain refuses to negotiate with Morocco, exposing a double standard. This contradiction weakens Spain's case against British Gibraltar. The international community and Gibraltarians see this as selective nationalism, not principle. By holding Ceuta and Melilla, Spain inadvertently strengthens Gibraltar's case to remain British. The label colony no longer fits modern Gibraltar. The 2006 Constitution, approved by referendum, gave Gibraltar unprecedented self-government. Gibraltar now has its own elected government, parliament and judiciary. London retains only defence and foreign affairs. The Constitution's preamble guarantees the right to self-determination and pledges no transfer of sovereignty without the people's consent. The governor is a constitutional figurehead. Real power lies with Gibraltarians. The UK now calls Gibraltar a British overseas territory, British by choice, not imposition. This evolution shows Britain's commitment to democracy, not possession. Gibraltar's status is defined by partnership and self-government, not colonial rule. Gibraltar's status is defined above all by the will of its people, expressed in two decisive referendums. In 1967, facing Spanish pressure, Gibraltarians voted 99.6% to remain British. This led to the 1969 Constitution, enshrining the pledge that Gibraltar would not be handed to Spain against its people's wishes. In 2002, a proposal for joint British-Spanish sovereignty was rejected by 98.97% of voters. These votes sent a clear message: Gibraltar's Britishness is a choice, not an imposition. The referendums are modern, democratic mandates, pillars of Gibraltar's status. Gibraltarians are not a captive population, but a free people who have chosen their future. Any discussion ignoring these votes is fundamentally flawed. The people's voice has spoken, loudly and repeatedly. Gibraltar's future is decided by its citizens, not by outside powers. The story of Gibraltar is one of choice, not conquest. Its British status rests on legal foundation, shared sacrifice, strategic value, and above all, the democratic will of its people. Unlike Spain, which resists referendums in Ceuta, Melilla, and Catalonia, the UK honours Gibraltar's right to self-determination. Gibraltarians are neither English nor Spanish. They are a unique, resilient people with a blend of Mediterranean and British culture. Their loyalty to Britain is a living expression of identity, not a relic of empire. Britain is seen as a partner and protector, not a colonial master. The debate over Gibraltar is about people, their rights, choices, and future. Gibraltar is British by will, a testament to democracy and a bond forged in history.